I want to first thank you, Mr. President, for the work that you have done thus far to get us to this point. I also want to express my appreciation to our community. We held quite a number of hearings with over 150 people that came to testify, and then many, many letters, many conversations, many phone calls. This is a county where we are proud of our community input, and we take that input very seriously. I also want to acknowledge my four colleagues, Councilmember Florine, Councilmember Leventhal, Councilmember Berliner, Councilmember Elrich, for your many years of dedication and public service. The most important work that we do is finding a way to balance the needs of our residents with the resources and reconcile all of that. And I know that each of you has contributed, demonstrated, and continue to make extraordinary contributions to our county, and I can't wait to continue to work with you in whatever capacity you engage in after your service here on the County Council, so really thank you. I want to thank the analysts, or our council staff, who are just incredibly amazing. I mean, they have to really work so hard to staff all of our committees and each of us, and kind of answer that phone call and say, come up here, I have a question, and they do it, and they do it very quickly. The professionalism is extraordinary. All of the chiefs of staff and my office staff who has put up with me through all this process, particularly Alexis Reed, this is her first budget, and my chief of staff has done an amazing job. Berta Flores, Craig Wilson, Rose Hacking, and Mayra Cruz Solis, they all are an amazing team. I mentioned very quickly that when I joined the council in 2009, I was really eager to come in here and work on expanding and strengthening certain initiatives and programs, and I was faced with this notion of savings plans and cuts and a recession that really, truly has marked my public service. But I was so proud to work with all my colleagues and staff in the executive in how we very quickly took on some structural fiscal changes that to this moment, I think, have helped us be able to respond to the needs of our county and still maintain some high quality institutions that we feel very strongly we cannot really sit in our laurels. By the way, is Laurel or Yanni? It's really Yanni. It's really Yanni. But we shall not sit in our Yanni laurels, and we must continue to enhance. And so I am absolutely proud as chair of the Government Operations and Fiscal Policy Committee that this is a budget where we understand that although we made very hard choices, we still have to be vigilant regarding our fiscal health. So I am glad that we were able to maintain our targets when it comes to, OPEB, our reserve. We're on track to meet the promises that we made. I am really proud that we have been able to retain our AAA bond rating since 1973, the only county in the nation. And that speaks volumes because we are faced with some really unprecedented and just, I think, surprising challenges in terms of our revenue picture. So while not everything we wanted is in this budget, there is no doubt that I think it strikes a pretty balanced chord. And as everybody knows, once it gets to us and we go through our reconciliation list, we're really just kind of dealing with the edges here. And we do whatever we can to hopefully restore or enhance certain areas that have been left on the side. So we have, I think, in this budget, we've said to our employees that we appreciate you. We did fund the negotiated agreements. We did fund MCPS. I think, very important to deal with our fire and rescue needs. This is a basic priority of our public service here. The healthcare issues, Councilmember Leventhal, somebody who put forth this amazing network of what is Montgomery Cares. When we have these challenges at the national level with the Affordable Care Act, now we have to pick up those pieces locally. So that was really, truly important. And I think that we're moving into, this next level where hopefully we can do some other amazing work. This equity policy, I think, is going to be important. At least it is, I know, for me and many of you. Full-day Head Start classes going forward. Our parks, we were able to fund some of the all the Tier 1 requests, which were really important. Extending recreation hours in certain recreation centers. Our Latino Health Initiative and Asian American Health Initiative positions, that was important. The Gator program, that was a small ask, but it really stays true to what we've been talking about. quality programs that can be scalable and can be sustainable. And so this leverages other funding. That, I think, is a very important priority as well. I'm hoping we can do something in Glenmont with some of the commercial facade there, and I appreciate my colleagues' support on that. Of course, Lee Middle School, we talked about that. I'm really proud of that work. You know, we did not dip further into OPEB. And the reason why I think all of this is important is because we have no idea what FY20 is going to be like. And so we have to do whatever we can to stay true to the priorities as much as possible, but plan for next year and the year after that. And hopefully, given that we have, you know, the lowest unemployment rate, and as I mentioned, the AAA bond rating that we have retained, and everything that we're doing to invest in our biotech industry and retain companies here, our master plans, I feel that Montgomery County, and I may be biased, of course, is such a great place to live. And I think all of us have made sacrifices and made difficult decisions to set the county in a really, I think, positive light into this next level of leadership as we are so close to a very important election that will determine, I think, the direction and the leadership, obviously, of this county's. So just want to, again, thank everybody who's worked so hard. It's not been an easy process. It never really is. But I am very proud of what we've been able to accomplish and what we hopefully will be able to accomplish in the future. Thank you, Mr. President.